In this episode, we're going to show and tell you about our student monitoring and skill development treatment. Hi, welcome to ICAN Premium Education. ICAN always aims to make our students better, and so we are doing certain ways to do that for our student. We all know that many students can have problems with their schooling and so many other things. And so, we are trying to develop a super kid with the help of our student power assessment. We created rubrics that can help the student become better in studying, better in their behavior, as well as skill steps, teaching progression, methods, and grading system, which is what I'm going to introduce to you today. Student monitoring actually involves us recording our classes. By recording the classes, we are ensuring that we capture every single detail that the student will do. Speaking, reading, answering questions, and so on. We use these recordings to assess how well the teacher is doing and how well the student is doing. And by combining those weaknesses, we can create and develop methods to improve those shortcomings. But for this video, I'm going to focus on our student monitoring and skill development treatment. When students enroll at ICAN, they have to do a level test. This itself is a way for us to gauge their level. As soon as we know the student's level, we give them appropriate books and lessons that can help them become so much better in life. In the classroom, we are implementing skills that will help students upgrade to their current status. So let's begin with study power. We actually grade students on their decision making. Okay, basically decision making is the process of making choices by identifying a decision, gathering information, and assessing alternative resolutions. So now that the teacher knows about the definition of decision making, it's time to do the steps. Okay, so this is what ICAN developed. We developed the skill steps, teaching progression, and method that the teachers can use in order to help develop their students. So the skill steps are basically just steps that the student will do in order for them to achieve a very good decision making. So for example, the step 1 is for them to identify the situation that needs a decision. Okay, so this is basically the description. What we're gonna be doing is we are going to ask the student to identify a list of situations where the decision needs to be made. So the teacher can explain that decisions are made based on a variety of factors, experience, knowledge, and emotions. And then some decisions need to be made prior to the situation. For example, the decision to not use tobacco needs to be made before you are offered to use it. And important decisions should be made in the thoughtful way. So by acknowledging what the teacher needs to do, the teacher can now ask the student to do the following. In order for the student to do step 1, which is identify the situation that needs to be addressed, the teacher can ask the student to write an essay or to do a reading analysis. Okay? So by combining skill steps, teaching progression, method, it is very clear for the teacher what needs to be done. And this can help in developing the skill. So once this is done, the teacher will proceed with the second step, in this case brainstorming options and predicting and listing positive and negative outcomes. And then writing brainstorming, making Venn diagrams are the methods that the teacher can use. So if there are 5 steps in total, then the teacher must do all of them, okay, taking note of each of the activity. This will be working in the background and working alongside with the student's other activities. So if the student will be having an essay writing class, then an essay about decision making is a good way to do this, so that the decision making that they will do fits the best ways in order to do it. And so after doing so, the student will be graded. So we have designed a grading system that helps the teacher to gauge which are more important and which are not. So for example, for step 1, identify the solution that needs a decision, it only has 10 points because this is the most basic thing that the student must do. And the highest will have to go to step 5, which is describing the outcome of the decision, because describing the outcome needs critical thinking and a lot of resources. And if the student can achieve all of these, we can now grade the student on their decision making over 100. So by doing so, if the student has gotten, let's say, a very low score in decision making, let's say 20 out of 100, then that's a time that we will give students more focus on decision making. We will give them to focus more on decision making, as well as doing the exercises over and over again until they become so much better. And by doing so, we are developing their skills. Okay? So if their decision making is low, then we will target decision making. Other than decision making, we also have problem solving, which will focus on their mental process in discovering, analyzing, and solving problems. So if you notice, the grading system for problem solving is completely different. But in the end, it will all be 100. So if the student will get very high score in problem solving, then we need to proceed to the other skills which they are low until all of them becomes 100. We also have making inferences, which is the comprehension strategy to read between the lines, make connections, and draw conclusions. Okay, set skills are also listed. Note-taking is another skill that we ask the students to do. So note-taking is the practice of recording information from different sources and platforms. There are actually 5 skills in total, and again, the grading system will differ. Followed by mind mapping. It's a mind map that can be used to visually organize information. So we also ask students to do such things. And then grading system, followed by summarizing, defined as taking a lot of information and creating a condensed version. Followed by questioning strategy, is the process of forming and wielding that serves to develop answers and insight. And then followed by literary algorithm and so much more. So these sets of skills only focuses on study power. But it, of course, all work doesn't end with how well they study. We also will be measuring their behavior, such as in participation, engagement, listening, attention, and manners. So by combining behavior and study power, we can develop students who can really excel in studying. So I hope this video has properly explained how we monitor and develop the skills of our students. So again, thank you for watching and have a great day.